Ramil, go ahead, share the screen.
I have only the first assignment. The second one I was working on.
Man, we don't have that one too. Come on, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. I can do it.
Anybody is sharing screen?
Yes, Ramil is sharing.
Okay.
Ramil, you said assignment 5 down, right?
Kamran?
No, assignment 5, not assignment 5 was the last time, 6. And I think he said 6 and 7. I did the 6 and I was working on the 7. Just come on. The issue is that here is so loud. Like, I don't know, like, if I should change my spot. People are talking over here, like, I'm not able to. That's the problem. I don't know what to do now. Hold on.
It's not that loud. I mean, like, from whatever I hear from your side. Okay, here is some kind of weird imp IDs we have, huh? I couldn't even read the assignment 6 because I didn't do assignment 5 also. I worked on it yesterday. 6 and 7 left. Now I have to do that one. Imp ID 111. Rame,
Okay, let's proceed.
let's do it then.
Okay, let's look at the.
Abdul,
Yeah.
to be honest, I did the 6 and I had small issues. I was just all day was challenging with this one.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't have the 7, so I can proceed all of the 6.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Do you want me to go from the scratch or show you what I did?
Yeah, show me. No, show me from start the first assignment, the first question.
Okay. Okay. So here.
Yeah, Rame, start with the question and what you did and all of them. Like, we can work through.
Okay. So as we know, we have the files. I mean, the flat file here. I created first like the folder, and then flat file name is this one. Okay. And the first question was that to create the map and load all data starting with A to the table name is XPR211A. Don't use the depth ID in filter on the name. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna show you one by one. So. Hold on, let me close this. Okay, here is my flat file.
Hold on one second. Did everybody understand the question?
Yes.
So I have a flat file. I want to filter out all employees whose name starts with uppercase A. Okay. Yeah. Proceed.
Okay. So first of all, I created all the in the shortcut. Do you want me to show you all of them here? On the shortcut, I created first of all the date file. The name is this one, and this file is gonna be unique file that I'm gonna use for all of the table in this
all of the mappings, right?
Mappings. So this is the flat file, and then this is my first target file. Then I moved all of them, as we know, to the info.
Okay.
Later, then I'm gonna go now on the info. Here is my target file. So, okay, here A.
Abdul?
Yeah.
Abdul, I have a question here.
Go ahead.
Abdul, if we miss suppose something while creating in shortcut, for example, like if we have created a target source table and target table, and we have missed the source file, capturing the source file name in the column, and if we move the table into the info training, the main table,
main folder,
and not creating it at the time when we were working on it in the shortcut.
Right.
So we have to how we have to make that change happen in the main table.
You fix it in the shortcuts and then disconnect in the main folder.
Very good.
Disconnect and connect.
I had the same
Easy.
issue.
It's easy. Try it. It's really easy.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's right on.
Updated and then just disconnect and connected. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe when we get time, I'll share. I was actually facing some troubles in that. So.
No problem. We can help you.
Okay.
I had the same issue. Exactly the same issue.
So my first question was: grab all employees, load all employees whose name starts with uppercase A. Okay.
Yes. So here I did on the. I will go directly to the mapping to show what I did. A. This one is A. I'm gonna do like that. So here I created the filter as it was required on the question. This is my qualifier, and then this is my. Let me do this one a little bit smaller, then you guys can see it. So, and this is my target, and I created a filter. So in filter, I did the properties. Okay, like that. I use the. I think I have to do the checking.
You have to do checkout.
Yeah, checkout.
Yes. Please leave comments. Okay. Okay.
So this one is my target. I mean the filter. On filter, I created a reg match, and then I said that the names and which starts with A and continue with whatever it is.
Okay. So this is perfectly fine. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Okay, first of all, did everybody understand the first question? So you have to use reg match because there is nothing called as like. You cannot say name like A percentile, single quotes A percentile single quote, because Powercenter does not recognize like. You have to use reg match. Now, this is one way of doing it. Okay. The other way of doing this is, okay, this. So if you're starting on Powercenter, this is what I would expect everyone to do. Okay. But there is a much more elegant way of doing things. Okay, there is much more elegant way of doing things. Do not hard. So you're putting the formula in the filter, right?
Yes.
Don't put it in the filter. Okay. So cancel this.
Cancel.
Get a brand new expression.
Between this here.
Yeah. No. First, get an expression and put it after the source qualifier. Take all the columns from the source qualifier. Take all the columns from the source qualifier.
It's good.
Yeah, take all the columns from the source qualifier and put it into the expression. In the expression, create a flag. Okay. Create a flag called name underscore flag, or just create a flag, and there should be string 1 and there should be output port. In this one, create reg underscore match. No, you have to say IIF. You have to say IIF. So bracket open, reg underscore match. Bracket open. Name. Double click on name. Comma. A dot, single quote, A dot, uppercase A dot, star. Star. Bracket close. Equals, no, hold on. Equals to true. Equals to true. Commas, comma, single quotes Y, comma, single quotes M.
Oh, so it's like a equals to true.
If it's true, then return the flag Y, uppercase Y. Otherwise, return the flag M. Bracket close. Validate.
Is there between them dot?
No, comma.
So
Comma,
you're saying if the name, so expression cannot filter out data. For every record which is coming in, it will assign either the value Y or N. Then in the filter transformation, say okay. So you're doing the same thing, whatever you would do in filter, say apply, say okay. Drag and drop all the columns from here into the filter, right click, select all. And drag and drop all the columns.
It's gonna be flag. It's gonna be drop.
That's okay. Drag and drop the flag also. Okay, double click on the filter. So go to properties. Instead of hard coding your formula here, you can also say get rid of this. Go to ports and name flag equals to Y. Single quotes Y. Validate. Is this clear to everyone? So this is what you would be doing at work. You don't.
Why exactly we set the flag Y? Like why we clicked to the like?
Come on, here before we were putting the Y and N, right? Yes or no, like
Yes.
Okay. So here we say that reg match. So it says that if we start with the A, okay, if it's gonna be all of them is gonna be A, is gonna be Y or not. So it's Y means that it's gonna take only the A's here. Start with
So
A.
open your flat file and put it right.
Okay, got it.
Abdul, my question is also, couldn't we just do one mapping for all of them?
Yes, you can do one mapping. I was actually expecting somebody to do one mapping for all of them. Did anyone do that? Because in my previous batch, one person did that. Only one person.
You know what, Abdul? The questions are very tricky because every row starts with create a mapping. In other questions, assignments, you were like doing create a mapping and load this information to one table, this information.
Okay, once again, it's totally up to you how you do it. Okay. See, the user will not, the end user will not care how, if you do. End user does not even know Powercenter. They don't know if you're doing it in one mapping or, but you would have saved time if you have done it in one mapping. Okay, so can you pull this down? So the first record comes into the expression, it will be given value Y. The second records come into the expression, it will be given the value Y. The flag will be Y. The last three will have value N. And then only the Y's will be filtered out. So this is much more elegant way of doing. When you're using flags, people will know that you know your stuff. Okay, it looks much more elegant. Okay, in the filter, just you will filter out name flag equals to Y.
Abdul, you don't have to type the true there, right? It's optional.
No, flags are only used for filtering out. You don't need it in the target. Is that clear?
Yes.
So whatever Ramil did would work. This one will also work. Okay, refresh your session, refresh your workflow and run it. Or you can also run debugger. You'll know what's happening. Okay, so right now you can just refresh your session and run it. Very good. Everything should be checked in. Once you're done with the mapping, everything should be checked. And please don't type in uppercase. Okay.
Like, with the uppercase, he's screaming that I am working on.
Yeah, don't touch my mapping. I'm working. I don't think it's this one. Is it this one? expression 2. Yeah, it's this one only.
Yeah. This one.
Okay, so can you go back? Double click on that session. Go to mappings. Do you see the filter here? Go to mappings. Yeah, you see the filter. Okay, very good. Okay. Now you will see all employees starting with uppercase A. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, if I want to see all employees starting with uppercase B,
then we're gonna go change on the expression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The expression you will change it. But is that a good practice to hard code A or B in the expression? No, right? Because I don't want you to touch. How do you control this outside Powercenter?
Like a param.
Yeah, you will create a parameter, right? I'm not going to go into that right now.
Yeah.
I will not show you, but instead of A, if you want to load everything with B, if you want to load everything with C, you can simply use a parameter file, put that value over there, $, you can just say $, something, $,
Yeah.
name or
initial letter, let's say $,
Yeah.
initial letters, then we can create it.
Yeah, and then you can call it from outside Powercenter. You can pass value A or B or C, whatever you want. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Go to mappings on the top. Create parameters and variables. Create any parameter. Just give it any name you want. I just woke up. I cannot think. Just give it any name. Yeah, just keep it initial. And then make it parameter. Again, make it string 1. Okay, say apply, say okay, Control S. Double click on your expression and go to properties, go to ports and go there. And do you see, get rid of that. You will not say A, B, C, get rid of A and go to variables. Go to variables on the left. No need to type anything. Variables on the left side. Mapping variables. Double click.
Yeah.
Okay. Say validate. Say okay. Say okay. Say apply. Say okay. Control S. Now create a parameter file. Oh, okay. Why am I saying let you? You can do it. So people who did not understand parameters, I'm just doing this again for you.
Rami, you can just write down global in the square bracket. You don't have to type everything there.
What do you mean?
Is that right, Abdul?
What was that?
I'm saying like instead of copying the mapping name, session name, workflow name, you can just type it global.
Yeah, you can just do that. You can just do
Just
that.
remove everything, just type global.
Yeah, get rid of everything.
In square bracket.
Here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you later what global does mean. Okay, yeah, just type in global. Okay, save, close.
So this one is here, right? Initial?
Yeah, that is good.
Sure.
Save. Okay, let's not put A. Let me put something else. Put N. What are the other names?
Uh,
There is a name starting with N, right?
let me see.
Yeah, let me load all employees starting with uppercase N.
Okay.
So you can control that from outside Powercenter. Save, close, and copy the complete folder name and the file name and put it at the session level too.
Okay, here is be good, I think.
Abdul, I don't know what is the difference between global and then we type the workflow session name.
I'll cover that.
So start as this one is good, I think. Put here. Truncate. Okay.
Can you go to properties?
I put all enter, thank you.
Yeah, .txt, right? Okay. Okay, cool. Control S. Okay.
I did something wrong here, I think. Because nothing is uploaded.
Go to session logs.
No, it's succeed.
Yeah, but go to session logs to see why it didn't load anything.
Or run the debugger. Let's see what is the value. What is the value you're reading for the parameter $$ initial, right? What is the value you're reading for it? Go to the start. Scroll to the top. Oh no, that will be in the workflow log, not here. Open your workflow log. Maximize this. Okay, it is opening the parameter file. Keep scrolling down. It opened the parameter file.
It's just here, the screen.
Yeah. No. Scroll down.
Just scroll down a little bit.
Nothing. It's
No.
just
It's there. It's there, right? Yeah. Is open, and then it's not. Cannot find section. Can you go back to your parameter file?
is it possible that I did the wrong this one? $$ initial.
Can you go back and check?
Can be, it's possible. Because I didn't copy paste. Initial is correct.
Okay, can you put the folder name, session name again?
Yeah, I think Rob messed it up with his global.
And global should not be within brackets. Should global be within brackets?
Yes, it's in the bracket.
Okay, yeah, get rid of this and put your workflow name, session name, and the folder name, session name, and workflow name.
Maybe do we need to put in the workflow level the parameter location?
Yeah, I'll cover that tomorrow. Why we use global. Make sure you have all parameter files closed. You only have one open.
Okay, this one is not. Looks good. Okay, so here Again, I'm gonna double check workflow name .st is one. Okay. Text, okay. Matter time.
No, it did not load anything. Try. Can you run the debugger? Use an existing session. No. Use an existing, because you already have a session created. Okay. Click on debugger and say step to instance. Click on highlight source qualifier and say step to instance. Yeah. Okay, hit F10. Make that thing in the, okay, hold on. Make that thing, move that thing in the middle of the screen, the bottom right thing. Just move it a little bit to the left. Okay, stop. Okay, so it is written. Okay, name flag is N. Okay, hit F10. Yeah, that will be filtered out. Very good. N will, okay, hit F10. Name flag will be N. Very good. That will be filtered out. Okay.
Filtered again.
Okay.
Filtered for hot.
Okay.
Filtered. Okay. Sami.
No, why is that saying filtered? Then it is not reading the right value for the parameter file. Right?
I think yes and no, it should be opposite way.
What was that?
No, yes and no was working over there.
So if the value starts with uppercase N, show me your name flag.
Because it shouldn't flag the N if it's
that N is different than what we are passing it here in. Okay, get rid of those single quotes.
For initial?
Yeah. Get rid of those single quotes. Stop the debugger and get rid of those single quotes.
Abdul?
Yeah.
During the debugger, why we stop the instance? Can you please explain this?
Why we stop the instance?
Yeah, because when you were during the debugging, you said stop that instance, I think, right? Am I right?
No, I never said stop the instance. I said step to instance.
Okay, I'm sorry. Step to instance.
So if you want to start,
so can you explain this step to instance?
So in your mapping, you can start from the source qualifier or that expression or that filter. So you can step to whatever instance you want.
Whatever instance you want. Okay. Thank you.
No, I think you need that single quotes. I don't
think we need that single
quotes. So $$ initial. So hold on 1 second. Okay. Is the right match? Okay, can you go into that?
This one?
Yeah. Get rid of that dot and star also. Get rid of that dot and star also. Get rid of that dot and star also. Say validate. Okay, say okay, say okay, say apply, say okay. Go to your mapping on the top. Go to parameters and variables. Make this as 5. Make this as the length 5 or 3. 5 or 3. Okay, you made it 51. Okay, say apply, say okay, Control S. Go to your refresh your session, refresh your workflow. Go to your parameter file. Refresh this. Control S. Go to your parameter file and put n dot star over here. end dot star. Okay, save, close, and run the workflow. Can you run the workflow now?
Nothing.
No. Something is wrong there. Can you open your workflow log?
Workflow log?
Yeah.
Hold on 2 seconds.
The one which you ran at 141. Maximize your screen here. Save by parameter file is open. Cannot find section. Open your parameter file. Info training, workflow name, session name.
Do we need to have a txt over there, .txt, after the file?
This?
No, the file name, we see the txt.
Here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's okay, right?
No, in my computer, it's okay. We have to put the txt.
To run some computers, it takes it. Some computer, for example, even if putting new txt on my computer, it takes off automatically. So
Yeah, mine is.
He's using Notepad++, so I think you should. Okay, can you go back? Can you go back to your session log? Session, not workflow log, session log. The one at 141. Maximize this. Okay, info. Okay, see, look at the first line. Use default value null for mapping parameter. It's not using whatever you specified. See, it is using a value null there.
Where does it say?
The first line. Look at the first line.
It's using the default value.
Yeah, it's using the default value space for $$ initial. It's not using A or B or C. Can you go back and go back to parameter file and put that in single quotes? N.star in single quotes.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. It's gonna be okay. But
rerun the workflow. Your Powercenter is not picking up the right value for that session, for that parameter which you created. Yeah. Close this. No, once again, it's not loading. Open the one which you ran at 144.
Yes, let's see this.
No, it's again picking up the default value. It's not picking up N.star.
I think Abdul, we have to go back to this one now. Change this one again. This.
Double click on that. Go to properties.
This one has a problem here.
.star. Put .star. Say okay.
He's gonna
Say apply. Say okay. Go to mappings on the top. Yeah, parameters and variables. So you created this as a parameter.
Any string or string?
No, string should be okay.
String.
Say okay.
Abdul, can we put initial value here?
Yeah, you can hard code it here, but you don't want to do that. You can put n dot here. Okay, Control S and go back to your parameter file. Get rid of .star.
Good, right? Initial $$ is good, I think.
We have a single quote here and in the filter transformation as well, I think.
Yeah, let's try with single quotes and no single quotes, and then if not, then we'll just look at it later. We'll try to fix that later. No. The 146. Get the session. the 146 one. Session log. Yeah. Now, go to your parameter file and get rid of the single quotes.
It doesn't work anyway. I just did it.
Okay, let's do one
doesn't work.
last thing here. Go back to your go back to your this thing. Go back to your expression. Double click on the name flag. Go to ports. Get rid of everything in your get rid of everything in this and just put $$ initial. Get rid of everything. Delete everything. Okay, go to variables and say mapping. Yeah. Okay, say validate. Say okay. Say okay. Say apply. Say okay. Oh, okay. Now go to mappings on the top. Increase the length to 100. Increase the length to 100. We'll put the entire formula there. Okay, and make it as yeah, make that and make that as string. Make it as string. Okay, say apply. Say okay. Control S. Okay, open your parameter file. We will put the entire formula here. Okay, so $$ initials equals to reg_match. Reg_match, bracket open, name, comma, single quote, n.star. You have to type in if statement. Go before regmatch. So whatever you had before, you have to type it here. So before regmatch, type in IIF, bracket open. Yeah. Now go to the extreme end, bracket close, equals to true, comma y, comma n. Okay, save, close.
Ramil, can you please copy paste this in the chat window?
No, when it's gonna be correct, then I can do it. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, save, close, and run the workflow now.
It didn't work for me.
Okay, we
can try at home. Maybe.
Yeah, let's figure that out because I don't want to hard code A or B or. Okay.
No.
Okay, so we know that
So
when you hard.
Can I go back and change all of them?
Yeah.
To normal one.
Yeah. So okay. So all you simply have to do is just do undo checkout. You don't have to do all these things. You don't have to do all those things.
Okay.
Cancel this. Cancel this. Right click on the mapping. Go to versioning. No. Right click on the mapping.
I did it here.
Yeah. Right click there. Go to versioning and say undo checkout. It will replace. Yeah. Say yes. It will roll back to whatever you had when you first checked out. Okay. So everything is.
Oh,
so
okay. It took the expression too.
Yeah, because the last time you checked in, you did not have the expression. So this is how when you started sharing your screen, this is what you had. Double click on your filter, you will have your reg match in the filter.
Yeah.
In the properties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even Abdul, if he has saved the changes matter in the process, like
he can save the changes 100 times also, but if he does undo checkout, it will roll back to the last time he checked in.
Okay.
Okay, do the same thing for the session. This is one good thing of Powercenter. It will roll back to whatever you had when you first checked out. Versioning and undo checkout. Okay, it will get rid of everything. And it will have the original. Okay, let's move on to the second question.
Okay. It's mine, it's gonna work. Where is the question? Okay. The second
Create
one.
Yeah.
Second question is that create a mapping to load all employees with even number depth ID to this one.
So I want depth ID 20, 30, and 20. So I want Anne, Sami, and Nazir.
Okay, so I will go to here. Let's
open. Just open, right? Right click and open or drag and drop.
Okay.
So I want to find out all employees whose department ID is even.
Yes, so I did the filter and on filter.
Very good. So you said mod of depth ID, comma 0 equals to 0.
If they don't see that, I can check in and I can show them.
Yeah, sure. Once again, I don't want you to put the formula directly in the filter transformation. Okay, please use a flag.
Oh, I didn't use the flag, so I can use the flag.
Yeah.
Here I use the mod. Depth ID is the even numbers. And that's it on the filtering. And it works.
Okay, show me, run the workflow. So this one is simple. We did this in SQL. We did this in Powercenter also. And you don't have to check out. You can just run it without checking out. Right? Cancel. Just right click, open, and then run the workflow.
Let me see if it's correct one. Yeah.
Open the right workflow from the left side. Click on the correct workflow from the left side. Yeah. Double click on the session. And show me the source and target statistics. Yeah. So check your data now.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to load all employees with even odd department ID,
then I will go here and then change these properties to the 1.
Or not equals to 0.
Or not equal to 0.
You get rid of equals to and yeah, okay. Either or. Say okay, say apply, say okay, Control S. Refresh your workflow. You cannot refresh your workflow because it's checked in. You have to check out.
Yes, I will do that.
Or you can just say refresh. You can just say refresh your. Okay.
Oh.
That's okay. You can ignore that. Control S. Double click. Hold on. Double click on it. Make sure your changes got reflected. Go to mappings. Go to filter. Filter. Yeah, it says equals to 1. Okay, run your workflow now. Now you will see 35 and
success. Here, 15 and 35, the even ones. I mean, odd ones.
Okay.
Mod ID depth ID, comma 2 is equal to 1, right?
Yes.
It's not the first time we are doing this. We have done this plenty of time. Mod will do a division.
Yes.
Mod. Can you copy paste that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. These are simple mappings. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
And the next question is, so here the create mapping all employees is the mid, capture all columns, and the new column, fourth one is gonna be name is gonna be mid emp ID, and then logic for the mid emp ID it is we need the no hyphens here.
Okay.
No, between the hyphens. I'm sorry, the characters on emp ID between the
hyphens. Okay.
Yeah, it's example here.
Yes. So I want to load characters between the two hyphens. For Abdul, it's 11. For Anne, it's 111. For Fahad, it's 1. For Sami, it's 22. For Nazir, it's 222.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will show you what I did here.
There are many ways of doing this.
I had this question in the SQL.
I did
same question we did in SQL.
Let me see the mid one. If I can find the mid.
Okay, your mapping name should be all uppercase after M underscore.
No. Excuse me?
Your mapping name should be all uppercase after M underscore.
Oh, here? Okay.
No, after M. Look at the current mapping name. What you have there open on the right side.
Okay.
See, this is everything should be uppercase. You're putting FF Aura and then lowercase.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Because I copy paste all the time. That's why. But I can do it, no problem.
Okay. So can you open the?
Yeah, I'm looking for this one. It was a. I think.
Okay, if you don't know, okay, hold on 1 second. Go to your targets.
Targets.
Go to targets.
Oh, here target.
Yeah, and check the dependency. Go to your target table.
Mid here.
Right click and say dependencies, and say OK. Click OK. Right click on the mapping and say open in. Right click on the mapping and open. Right. Say open in workspace.
Biraz daha aşağı. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't see this one. Okay. So here I created the expression. And the expression I had the one output. Let me check in and I can show to the guys here. Mid XP, give me 2 seconds. Where's that?
The versioning on the top and say checkout.
This one, right? Yeah.
Apply to.
So here on expression, I created one output which doesn't come from the source, and on the output expression, I did a subster MPID. I find first minus, like a first hyphen, and second hyphen. So I need to show the between them. That's why I use the subster MPID. First, start from first hyphen, goes to the second hyphen.
Very good. Did this plenty of times, and I'm sure half of the class doesn't understand this right now.
Do you want me to copy and paste it? Do you want me to copy paste or?
No, don't copy.
Oh, okay. So when I did this, then I can show you that. Do you want me to start workflow or show you what I did right away on the SQL?
Yeah, just show me the database. You don't have to run the workflow.
Okay. Then here, this is the mid one. Here, it's the between two hyphens. It's 11.
Yeah. So you have to calculate the position of the first hyphen and also the position of the second hyphen, because they keep changing. Right? They're not consistent. They keep changing.
To be honest, I tried this one before SQL to make sure, because I didn't want to run for 5 times.
Once again, guys, you should know SQL before you do PowerCenter. Yesterday night also, Yasser, you were trying to execute something which was not even working in your database. Then you were putting it in your pre and post SQL. Forget about PowerCenter. It should work in your database first. Okay, this substring and instring should work in your database first. Only then you will put it in your PowerCenter. Okay. Okay. So let's move on.
Here I have small issue. If it's gonna be big issue, we can skip. I can fix myself. I was just challenging on this one. So here it says that create this info table and then load the usual ones plus some new columns. So I did it.
That's very simple, actually.
Yeah, I know. I have some small mistake here because of, I don't know, sometimes I confuse and I have to go back again. So here I created a, 2 seconds. So here you see this red one. This is my red.
Okay.
Okay. So this one I created the qualifier.
Why is your mapping invalid?
That's what I'm telling you.
You didn't connect the.
No.
You didn't connect them.
No, here I did, Tonya, to here.
No, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. Validate your mapping. Go to mappings on the top and validate. It will tell you why is there a.
I tried this one, to be honest.
Validate.
Yeah, 3-4 times. You see, it
says
clearly
says there is a no. Above that, it clearly says. No. Come down. Keep scrolling down. Okay, over there. Source file name, invalid symbol reference. Above that, in the expression, it says. Right above that, you're not looking at the right place. Hold on.
Yeah.
Above that, yeah. It says source file name, invalid reference number, right?
Okay.
Okay, so that is incorrect. Where do you capture your source file name from?
Source file name.
How do you capture the source file name?
I mean, to be honest, I did here, but I
No.
didn't read.
You are currently
No, you gotta do this. Yeah, you gotta go back
Very important interview question.
definition.
First
to
interview
the
question.
shortcut folder.
No,
Ramil,
no,
go
no,
to the
no.
shortcut.
I know what do you mean. When we put the properties and put over here, right, on the shortcut.
It should be here already, Ramil. You should have it here already.
No, I know. I understand this one. But that's what I'm telling you. My question is that what about if I want to skip that one? Let's say that I skip this one and that's it. I don't want to put this one. Why it's not working? I don't want to put the source
Where
file.
should it?
My question is that I don't want to put the source file. So forget about that.
No, my question is get the source file.
I understand, but like it doesn't run the map due to your question, right? It run the map due to my assignment.
No. It did. Go to your shortcut folder.
I think I can't explain my expression to you. Like, I know what you mean, guys. Like here, I know that in shortcut, I have to go create on this table, that target one, and then go disconnect and connect it again. I know what you mean. But what about I don't want to put?
Yes, okay.
What about I don't want to put? And just imagine that in these questions, I skipped this part. Why my mapping is not working without that one?
No,
Okay,
you have
so
to
go
go
back
to
to your
the
mapping.
expression, transformation, and then you have to check the source file name, something invalid there.
Okay, so
expression.
that's my question. So if
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that's my question.
Go
So
to
I
expression.
want to just try this one. Because at home, I know that what was the problem,
Yeah,
but I
go
was
to the
trying
source
to
file
do
name.
without that.
And delete that.
Okay.
Now I understand what you mean.
Okay, something
This
wrong
one,
here.
right?
Or you can just put hold
Here,
on. Okay. If you put that in single quotes, it will work. SRC file name, if you put it in single quotes, it will work.
Also, I was trying to put here all of the location name in the single quote.
Yeah, you can put everything in the single quote there. It's a string.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling you, I don't want to click over that.
Just
Here,
put
I can
just put in the single quote.
Put single quotes.
That's it. Now it's gonna be valid.
Also, Abdul, can I put instead of that, just for make sure that, can I go here, enter this location and name of the file? I can do this one, right?
Yes, you
You can do that, but why do you want to do it like that?
That's a hard
In Powercenter, you have the option.
do that.
Say apply, say okay. Control S. See, now your mapping is valid.
Okay, so this was the issue, because I know what's the problem, but without that I was trying to do that. Like, I don't want to go back and then just fix it from here. Now I see.
So in that one, you have to put the Informatica 9.6.1. Hold on, that is still not correct. Map everything to the target. You know what will happen when you run your workflow? In the source file name, you will see source file name. You will not see C Informatica 9.6.1 server infrastructure.
So that's what I was telling. That's copy this one, entire this.
Yes, yeah, but I still don't understand why you want to do it like that. You can get it from the source definition, right?
No, I know, but I was trying to, that's like my second option. I know what to do. Like, I did it 50 times.
Okay, you can hard code this.
Ramil, what you can do, you can put $$ file name and then put that in a prem file if you want to.
Yeah, you can do it like that also. Yeah, but let's not go to the parameter file. Okay, let's.
No, not parameters. Yeah, I'm gonna do like that here.
Yeah, get rid of. Put a backslash. No, you forgot to put the. You just put the folder name. You're supposed to put the file name also. Backslash.
It is the file name.
Oh, okay.
I mean folder name.
Yeah.
No, the location means that I need a location name here, right?
Put the file name also there. I want the folder and the file name. Just the folder doesn't help me, right? Put .txt also. Say okay. So okay. Increase the length. It's not going to be 50 anymore. Make it 150. Okay. Say okay. Control S. Yep. You can
check your target also. You have that in upstream.
No, what do you want to check in target? That's good.
No, he was mentioning the 100.
Yeah, it's only going to take 50.
propagate.
Okay, so it will truncate your. It will say C Informatica 9.6 server info-shade. Maybe it will info-shade. It will show. It will not show. Okay, so you will have to increase the length in the database level. That is database object, right? You have to write an altered statement at the database.
Okay, so but we know the logic, right? We don't
run
have
the
to do
workflow now.
Abdul, can he do in the recession?
Yeah,
shortcut?
he can do it from Powercenter. He can drop and recreate the table.
Okay. It's info.
And Abdul, he doesn't need to change the target definition, right?
He has to change the target definition if he wants a complete thing. But right now it's okay. We're just.
If you know the logic, then I can change them later. I don't want to take the pen.
Yeah, but if we want to keep the same target definition and then change in the database level, we should be good, right?
Yeah, but at the target level, it's only 50 characters, right? It will only load the first 50 characters of C Informatica 9.6.
Even though we change in the database, it is gonna truncate?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Powercenter and database should always be in sync. If your object has 100 length, Powercenter should also be 100 only.
Okay.
So this is another way of doing it, but the actual way is just drag and drop this currently processed file name from source definition, source qualifier to expression. Okay, so check your data now. Okay.
So here you see the source name comes only till here.
Yeah, it only comes 50
because of the 50.
Yeah, you'll have to increase
because of the 50.
Okay, but you captured the mapping names, folder name, session name, and the workflow name, right?
Yeah.
Can you show that how?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you show that how you did that in the mapping?
Sure.
I think I already showed this before, but
here. No problem. No problem. Here on the let's save the folder name, right? Like
since these are not coming from source, you will create output ports and do what he's doing.
And built-in. Yeah. So built-ins, and I just clicked over that, and all of them is built-in here.
These are all built-in. Are these parameters or variables? The folder name, mapping name, session name, workflow name. Are these parameters or variables?
Oh, these ones are variables.
What is the difference between parameters and variables? Can someone tell me?
Parameter value does not change while working running workflow. Variables are variable.
Very good.
They change.
So parameter value will never change even if you run the workflow 10 times. So if you run the workflow 10 times, will the folder name, mapping name, session name change? It's going to be the same, right? Okay. What about sysdate?
Yeah, it's going to change.
Yeah, so sysdate is a variable because it keeps varying. Parameters are fixed.
Oh, I see. So it means these are parameters.
So yes, click OK.
Abdul.
So hold on. Go back. This is important interview question. Go to ports. Do you see sysdate? Sysdate is a variable. Folder name, mapping name, session name. These are all parameters. Are those? What is $? Single dollar. Is it a user defined or Powercenter defined?
Powercenter defined.
Because it's already defined by Powercenter. You just double click. But $$ initial, the previous one, $$ initial, was that Powercenter defined or the user defined?
This one user defined was.
The $$ initial in the first mapping which we did, that is user defined because you created that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on. Next question, please.
Okay, so the next question is. So next question is
guys, can you guys go on mute, please? Hold on. Somebody is not on mute. Oh, it's only okay.
I'm sorry.
Kamran, can you go on mute, please? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the last one was this one. So I was just trying to find this number.
Yeah. So there are two ways of doing this. So
let me show what I did, and you can make some changes if you want.
Okay.
So it's a no hyphen, so we can take out this.
So what is my question? I want to get rid of all the hyphens, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there are two ways of doing it. Let me see what you did.
I mean, Abdul, don't get me wrong. I like the challenging. I try many ways to just find what's easy for me. That's why here I was trying to look. Okay, here.
Why is there a yellow warning symbol?
I think I didn't validate. I was just in the middle. I just stopped it.
Oh yeah. I remember. Okay, yeah, this is okay. So
I was trying to take the red extract and then take the all hyphens out from here. And
reg extract will not work, right? You have to use reg replace.
Reg replace also I was trying.
Yeah, you should use reg replace. Or there is another way of doing this. Okay, there is another way of doing this. Go back to your question.
Sure.
So you have that empid 1-11-111, right?
Yes.
So what you can do is you can create 3 variable ports. In first variable port, you will capture all the values between the first hyphen. Second variable port, you will capture all the values between the 2 hyphens. Third variable port, you will capture all the values after the second variable. And then you will create an output and you will concatenate all of them.
Ah, I see.
Is that clear to everyone? So you will create 3 variable ports. In the first variable port, you will calculate all the values between the first hyphen. Second variable port, you will capture all the values between the 2 hyphens. Third variable port, you will capture all the values after the second hyphen. And then you will create an output port and you will concatenate the first variable port with the second variable port with the third variable port. Or if you don't want to do all of that, you can simply use reg_replace. So how does reg_replace work? So go back to your designer. Go to help on the top, cancel this. Go to help on the top and say contents and say reg_replace. Okay.
I was almost reading from here.
Yeah. So scroll down. So look at that one. This is the exact question which I gave. Instead of hyphen, this person is removing spaces. So if you have Adam Smith like that, it will only remove an additional space.
Yeah.
The following expression removes additional space.
More spaces. It's like a 1 space here.
Yeah.
2 spaces, 1 space.
Yeah.
It takes all the spaces out and then do it like a regular.
So you can copy this. Copy
you mean this?
Yeah. Copy that. Yeah. Go back to your. Go back to your this thing.
Designer.
Go into your expression output port. Yeah, you can get rid of this. Control V. Get rid of employee name and put in your name. Employee ID, I think. No, employee ID. Go to ports, double click on emp ID, and you don't want to. So get rid of put single quote validate.
So instead of that, it's gonna put the space, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think here.
Reg replace emp ID. Well, can you validate that again?
Sure.
Hold on 1 second. It says invalid token reg_replace emp ID. Click OK. Get rid of that space between the comma and. No. Yeah, get rid of that space over there. Get rid of the space at the other place also. Yeah, now validate. No, there is something wrong. Get rid of that hyphen and put a hyphen again. Validate. Go back to your help. Why is this not working? Reg replace. Who did this?
It
Sonia, did you do this?
Does it need an S?
No, S, no.
it might be only working for space, maybe.
No, it works for everything.
There's a space in front of employee name. Maybe there should be a space in front of employee.
No. Patterns passes the string. You can use.
Can you put other spaces back also?
Okay, you can just Google for reg_replace in Informatica. Reg replace function.
Abdul, I think you see now it's gonna take like a green color.
1 second. I'm not looking at your screen.
It's gonna take the green color.
I think it's gonna be in the bracket, the hyphen. And you put in the bracket, hyphen,
Yeah.
square bracket. Square bracket.
Square bracket? Like that?
Can you validate?
Yeah, we did in the square bracket, and when Abdul was giving us assignments from the interviews.
Yeah, remember in SQL we have.
Yeah, about the restaurants, we did that.
Yeah, the restaurant.
We did redx replace.
No. Okay, so hold on 1 second.
Raman, try this one. Just change the port name. Just validate, just validate. Okay, so this is gonna remove the hyphen and then other stuff. Refresh.
The same thing, whatever we did in SQL, we're going to be doing that over here.
It's first one. No? Refresh it.
So what did we do in Tony? What did we do for that restaurant example?
Yeah, we did redx replace, and we did the special characters in the square brackets, as Turab is saying. That's what we did to remove that what was that we were moving? Yeah, we were removing the same thing. I think hyphens. Let me look.
Or in this one, we can also use reg extract also. Let's use reg extract here. Can someone try use reg extract?
Okay. Yeah.
Look at the syntax for so reg extract, use reg replace to replace a character with another pattern. Reg replace should work.
Abdul, I tried the reg extract, so here it gave the null. So it means it changed. It applied here.
Yeah.
Something is wrong on the regex. Hold on. Do you guys want me to try it at home? Maybe you can continue the class and I can try at home.
Yeah.
In any case, I'm gonna try myself. Like in a lot of things, I'm gonna try myself.
Yeah. Try that, and then let's take a break.
I will share. I will share on the group if I can find, or someone can share. Wherever
Okay.
can find it.
Okay. Let's take a break, and then we'll be back.
Okay. Okay, guys, I did it. Here. It works.
Ramil, what did you try?
I'm gonna share it on the right now on the group. Okay, it works.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we have to use the regex replace hyphen with a space.
Mm-hmm.
Because reg extract will not replace something. Reg extract is gonna just take it out. That's it. It doesn't show you whatever you want. Then it shows the rest
Okay.
of the things. But reg x replace is gonna replace one character with the other one.
Right.
So you can see on the group. I mean on the chat. You guys
Chat.
can use
Yes. Mm-hmm. Let me try it. Meanwhile, Abdul is.
Yeah.
Ramil, can you click on the expression, please?
Sure.
Double click. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh. Yes. Okay.
Ramil, so in the ports, when we click on the expression, right, and when we try to add a new field, we'll have to put the expression over there.
What do you mean?
I mean, like I try to click on the ports, right? Then I click this column. Yes, this to add this column, I have to click on here on this icon beside the scissor.
No, you have to put the, let's say, depth ID and add the new one, okay?
Right.
But you have to have this on your target file because it asks you to create a target, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you have to create on your target name before you create this one. Later, then you create in the port, and you have to make it output because it's not coming from the qualifier. Then you have to put the regular place that which we shared it together.
Okay. So before like going into that, like when I capture all the source file, data from the source file, so I'll also have to create the target file structure from the database in the Powercenter, right?
You mean the source file, or
No, the target, like the target table, which I'm gonna use the data in like this, like expression with no hyphen. So I created a table in the database in the SQL developer, and then I have to map it with that, right?
yes? So you have to first you have to have the flat file, which is we use it for the all maps today. Then you have to create the target table either on the SQL or in the Powercenter. Later, then you have to use the expression, then linked all of them together, which means that the data is gonna flow from flat file through the expression, go to the target.
Okay. So Ramil, for example, like this question, it has asked like create a mapping to load employees starting with A, create a mapping to with even number with all employees to express like this the third one and the fourth five. So I have to like create 5 different target tables also in the SQL developer, right? With
Yes,
these names.
yes, it is definitely you have to create a 4 or 5 different tables because all of the information go to the different tables. So you have to create all of them.
Okay, and then the source file is going to be there's going to stay only one, right?
Yes, because same we use the same information, but the upload to the different tables and modify
Different
the informations.
tables. And when I'm doing the mapping, so I'll have to every time when I'm doing the mapping, I'll map the relevant target table with the source table.
Yes, with the
And
same.
create a different session for each other, right?
Actually, Tonya asked to the Abdul that there is a probable way. You remember when
Yes,
we start the class that
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Also,
yeah,
like
I mean, to be honest, I didn't try. I will try myself after class. But if you want, you can try. Probably there is a way that not to do the 6 different mapping, but like a make it all of them in a one mapping and one time just start and all of them is gonna go through because we have the same flat file, all of the information, but I modify and go to a different target. So,
Ramon, you're talking about one mapping to use?
yeah,
yes.
mapping and all of the information is gonna be in same mapping and one
Yeah, I
time.
think it's doable. Yeah,
Yeah,
I will try that one.
I mean, I didn't try, but I can try after class. I will try.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Too.
Ramil, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. Now I run the workflow, create a table, Informatica bottom. Being used for second session. Create a table, Informatica bottom.
Tonya. Tonya.
Ramil?
Hello?
Yes, Ramil?
Yes.
Can you please also paste the expression for the first question?
First question?
Yes, the letter name started with A.
Sure.
Please, thank you.
No problem. Let me do it.
Okay, I'm back.
Abdul,
Yeah.
I fixed it. It's okay. It's working now.
What did you do? Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about this the replacement. You know, it was a reg replace.
Yeah, reg replace.
Yeah, I replaced with the hyphens with the space, and it works. We were just missing. I told you we were missing one comma over there.
Can I see that?
Sure. Let me do the valid. I mean I right away checked out. So let me do the. I mean checked in. Let me do the
That's
check.
okay. You can still show me just like that. I don't.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think it was infra, right?
Yes. No,
No.
not this one. Not this one.
Hyphen.
No hyphen.
No hyphen. Yep. No.
Hyphen. Okay. So this one. You see, reg replace MPD.
Yeah, the pattern.
Comma.
Even if you guys remember what we did for restaurant A comma Z, we put it in square brackets.
Yeah. Square brackets. I think here was some problem with the commas, or I don't know. But right now it's working.
Okay, that's good.
If someone wants to share the second assignment, or you would like to continue, I can stop sharing if you want.
Is there one more assignment? That's it, right?
Yeah, I didn't do the seventh one.
What was the seventh one?
Did you do it, Tonya?
No, I didn't.
What was the seventh?
I was trying. I was challenging on this one too. It was, you know, about the. You remember, Abdul? We did the automatic param file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was about this one.
Yeah, my question was do we have to create another param file, or can we just reuse the one that we have, that you created? Remember when you were showing us?
The parameter table, you mean?
The table, yes, excuse me.
No, it's going to be the same table. At work, you will only have one parameter table.
Okay,
you will not
that
have
was my
multiple
question.
parameter table. Yeah, because everybody starts creating like over parameter tables. It's going to be, they will decide what all columns should be there. Okay, work on that. Let's proceed. Somebody else wants to share screen? Yasser, do you want to share screen?
Yes, Abdul, I can. I haven't done the assignment though.
That's okay. I'm not going to discuss the assignment. You guys have to do
okay.
Okay, can I stop sharing?
Yeah. Bajri, you joined after a long time. So, good questions. Sometimes you'll be by yourself, but most of the times you will have a team in India, and then you will have two teams, one in US, one in India. So the team in India is called an offshore team. So you will work with your offshore team. Okay. Okay, so let's go. We are still going to continue working on expression today and tomorrow. Okay, 1 week we have to work on expression. So today we are going to work on expression. Tomorrow we will work on expression as well. Okay, so go back to your source directory. Go back to your source directory. Okay, so in first shade, go to src files. Create a folder. Go into that folder expr211. All the expression. Yeah. So create a flat file here. Call this as emp_no_id. Okay, double click on this and create name and depth ID, 2 columns, name and depth ID. So give some names here. Yeah, give one more. Okay, save and close. So I want you to load this data into a table. The table target table should have 3 columns, emp ID, name, depth ID. Source has name and depth ID. Target table should have emp ID, name, depth ID. Okay, so import the structure of the source. Go to your shortcut folder. Okay, you're logged into shortcut folder. Import the structure of the source. Control S, Control S. Okay. Now go to targets, drag and drop this source into the target. Okay, convert this to Oracle. And go to ports, go to columns. And create a brand new column, call emp ID. Move it to the top. Move it to the top. Move it to the top. Okay, say applies here, okay. And create this, execute the create statement. This table does not exist in database, so create this table in database. Nope. Go to targets on the top. Nope. Minimize this. Go to targets on the top. Generate and execute SQL. Generate and execute. Why do you seem so lost here? Generate and execute. Okay, so it created a table in your database. Okay, do control star, do select star on your table, and make sure that the table is existing. Okay, so that table exists, but it's no. So create a mapping now. Drag and drop to regular folder and create a mapping.
Abdul, the table, okay.
Either you write a create statement here or use the shortcut which I provided you. Drag and drop the source and the target into the regular folder. Minimize the regular folder. Okay, drag and drop. Okay, minimize everything now. Okay. Rename the source and target. Remove the word shortcut to from the starting. Okay. So get an expression now. So my requirement here is I want to load employee ID. Okay. So I want to load employee ID for every single row which is coming in. So the moment I say for every single row, calculate something, you have to use expression. Is that clear? When to use expression, when to use filter, when to use router, when to use sorter. So the moment I say I want to calculate employee ID for every single row, the moment somebody says I want to calculate something for every row, okay, so you have to use expression. Okay, so drag and drop all the columns from the source qualifier into this expression. Say yes. Say apply, say okay. Drag and drop all the columns from the source qualifier into the expression and from expression to target. Can you be a little more careful what you're doing? You're dragging name to emp ID, department ID to name.
Yes.
So where will emp ID come from? It's not there in the source, right? So
Yeah.
you create an expression. So double click on your expression. Okay. Go to ports, click on 2. Click on, move that down. Use the arrows. Click on 2 and use the arrows. Okay, call this as v underscore emp ID. V underscore emp ID, variable emp ID. V should be lowercase. Okay. Make this as number, integer. Okay, make this as a variable port. Okay. Now, in this one, enter that variable port. Enter the variable port.
Variable port.
Yeah.
Where of
Go into the
yeah.
expression for the variable port.
Okay.
Just put +1 at the end here. Say okay. Okay. Click on 3 and create a brand new port. Create a brand new port. Click on the square dotted box. Call this as O_empid. Okay. In this one, you will just call the variable port directly. This is an output port. It's not a variable port.
Okay.
Okay. In this one, you will call v_empid. You cannot call an output port within an output port. Okay. You have no idea what you're doing here. You cannot call an output port in an output port, right?
Right.
Okay. So call the variable port in that.
Here, Abdul.
Yes. Get rid of this. Get rid of this entire thing. Go to ports. Double click on v_empid. Say okay. Say apply. Hold on. Don't click okay. Don't click okay. Okay. So what's happening here? Okay. What is happening here? So the first record will come in. It will have name, depth ID. What will be v_empid? v_empid will be v_empid plus 1, right? What is v_empid?
Right.
It will be v_empid plus 1. So v_empid, it starts with 0. So it will be 0 plus 1. So what will be 0 plus 1? It will be 1.
1.
And what will O_empid? It is calling that v_empid, right?
Yes.
So it will load 1 here.
Right.
Next record comes in, blah, 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 to Abdul and department ID 20. What will be v_empid? It will be v_empid plus 1. So what is v_empid? It was already 1 from the row which came in before. So 1 plus 1.
Right. Yeah.
So 2. So that 2 will be passed into that v_empid. So 2. Next record comes in. 3 Sarah something. So what will be
Right.
v_empid? It is already 2 from the record which came in before. So it will add plus 1. So 2 plus 1, 3. That v_empid will be passed to O_empid. So 3. Is that clear?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Say okay, Control S.
So Abdul, question, where are you initializing or assigning value of 0 to empid?
Powercenter automatically initializes. Powercenter automatically initializes with 0 only.
0.
Okay, if you create an output port as a number, that means the initial value will be 0 only. Okay.
Okay. So Abdul, this need to be mapped with this one, this empid.
Exactly. Otherwise, it will load null there.
Okay.
Run your workflow now. Is this clear to everyone?
Transformation is easier than this one.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show that you can create something like this as well. Okay, there is a very easy way of doing this, but there is but you cannot do like rank and dense rank with a sequence generator, right? You cannot do rank and dense rank with sequence generator. You can only do it here. That's the reason I'm showing this.
This is also an interview question as well.
Yep. Are you there? Yes, sir. Okay, so let me share screen. Okay, let me share screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, Abdul.
Okay, so when the first, okay, let's run debugger and see what's going to happen. So I'm going to step to this instance. You can step to this instance or this instance. Okay, let me directly step to the source qualifier. First record comes in is Abdul, right? Dept ID 10. Okay, so what's happening in expression? The first record which comes in, if I'm saying vmp id equals to vmp id plus 1. So this initial value is 0. Somebody asked that question, right? What is the initial value for vmp id? It is 0. So 0 plus 1, it's 1. So I'm going to pass this 0 plus 1. I'm storing it into vmp id, and then I'm passing this vmp id directly here. So I'm calculate. So what does variable mean? You calculate something temporary and then pass it to the output put below. Remember what we did in variables last class? It means you're calculating something and then you're passing it to an output put below. So I'm calculating 0 plus 1 and then I'm storing it into this, and this I'm passing it here. Okay, now F10. Now Ramil comes in. Okay, so Ramil comes in. So vmp id is vmp id plus 1. So previously vmp id was 1, right? So 1 plus 1, it was increased. So this is like in stored procedures, we had n equals to n plus 1. Remember, n equals to n plus 1. Keep looping till it exits out. N equals to n plus 1. You guys remember? N equals to n plus 1. So same thing. vmp id equals to vmp id plus 1. So the vmp id is already 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So I'm passing that value here. So 2. Okay.
Abdul, I think Yasir is sharing the screen. You stopped it.
Oh, now it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
someone.
Yasir, you can stop sharing. I'll share. Okay. So this is how the data will be. So let's look at the data right now.
I think it is similar to the next val.
What was it?
We did the next val, like it was automatically giving the next value.
Yeah.
Sequence.
Yeah. So
every time you add a name or a debt ID, it will automatically give employee ID to that, right?
Every time I enter a new row.
Okay.
In my source. Okay, we'll look at that. So okay. So if I go to my source and I enter one more here, Tom, 40, or I just enter Ann, or I just enter 60, something like this. Okay. Every time I enter a new row, it will assign one new emp ID. Okay. So let me Okay, so six rows. If I do select star here, so it will assign. So if I rerun this, it will again assign the same values. It will the counter will reset to 0, and then it will start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, every time a new row comes in, it will simply assign a value in sequence. Sorry. There is one way of doing this. The other way of doing is creating empid as a identity column. Okay, you can create empid as an identity column. So what does that mean? Identity column. So it's a new concept. You don't have it in 11G. That functionality exists from 12C. So when you're creating a table, if you create this column as an identity column, database will automatically insert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay, so your mapping will literally be like this. You won't even have this expression. You'll have source definition, source qualifier, and then you will have name and depth ID, and you will map it directly to name and depth ID. You will not map anything to this column. Is that clear?
Abdul, just a comment here. Can you just say a constraint of default and do this every time?
Constraint of default.
You know how
what does default mean? It means if you're not inserting any value in this column, insert one value called 1. Can multiple employees have the same column? The same can multiple employees have the same? Default means if you're not inserting any value in this column, insert a value 1 or 2, something like that, right? You cannot. No two values, no two employees can have the same employee ID.
Got it.
You cannot use default here. Default maybe you can use on depth ID. If a person does not have a department ID assigned, enter a default department ID 10, right?
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Abdul, I missed the identity part. If you create it in a database.
I covered this in detail. Who is this?
Turab, it's Turab. So we don't send any link to empid if we create with identity.
I showed this in SQL. I showed this when you asked that question.
Yeah, I know. Like my question is in the mapping. Do we need to link anything?
In the mapping, you will not have this empid. You will not have this variable port. You will not even have this expression. This expression itself won't be there. You will just map everything from here to here.
But you don't have to click, you don't touch the empid. It's going to create by itself in the database.
Yeah, you will not have this expression. You will not have anything. Okay, this is what your mapping will be. Automatically, database will keep inserting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
I understand. Clear.
Unfortunately, I cannot show you that right now because in our
11G, that's why.
11G, you do not have that option.
Abdul.
Yeah.
It gives the the sequence numbers for the empid due to the Powercenter system, or it check the SQL, because what about if we don't truncate the table, it's going to continue from 7, or again it's going to give the 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it will start from so every time you rerun the workflow, it will start with the counter will be set to 0.
Oh, so it means the Powercenter it gives from the
default. Okay. So the sequences are generating from here in Powercenter.
Okay.
Is that clear to everyone? How you can generate sequences from expression? Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is so I have expression today and tomorrow. Okay.
But Abdul, I don't understand. If somebody of the people gets fired, for example, right? So it will remove all the info. So everybody will get a new empid, like the new number.
Okay, good question. So normally we never truncate table. Okay, we never truncate tables in real life. Okay, we have something called as SCD type 1 and SCD type 2. Okay, so I can explain that. So that's slightly more complicated. That was what Turab was asking. Well, yesterday he had to share screen and I had to explain him something. So sorry. So we have something called as SCD type 1 and SCD type 2. So when a person leaves the company, right? When a person leaves, so if you have emp ID, name, dept ID, okay. So we have something called as SCD type 2. Okay. So you have 1 up to 10. Okay. 2 comma. This is probably the last topic which I will be covering. This is the last topic, and this is the single most important question in the last 2 months of our training. Okay. So we need to know more before we go there. So what it means slowly changing dimension 2. So what happens on day 1? Okay, the columns you have here will be emp ID, name, dept ID, when it was inserted, when it was end dated, inserted date, end date. We'll have something like this. Insert date and end date. Okay, on day 1, I hired these 2 employees. So you will have 7/11/2020. 7/11/2020. On day 2, Abdul is no longer there in the company. Okay, so on day 2, I will say this person is left after working for 1 day. So this person will have an end date. You will not truncate tables. This is called as a soft delete. So you're end dating this person. Okay, so this is called as a soft delete. You in real life you never truncate tables. So remember I told you for now just truncate tables, but there will come a time when you will not truncate tables.
You mean that option in the mapping truncate
yes
table?
yes
Okay.
Truncate table option. So whenever you use an update strategy in a mapping, you will not truncate the target tables. Okay, remember this. I mean, you no need to remember actually. I will cover this in detail. This is a slightly complicated topic. The moment your interview starts, this is the first question they'll ask. Explain the data flow of SCD type 2. That's the first question they'll ask. That is the last thing I'm going to teach, but that is the first question they'll ask in the interview. Explain SCD type 2. Okay, so this is how things will be at work. You will not every day, you will not, because if you truncate and tomorrow only 2 Kamran comes in, Abdul will be lost, right? So we need to keep a track of when Abdul work in this company. Okay, so the other thing we will do is if Kamran changes department ID from 20 to 30 on day 3, what will happen? Kamran will be end dated here. Okay, and then we will insert a brand new row for Kamran because he started working at a new department. So looking at this, we will know that Kamran is no longer working at department 10 to 20. Kamran worked at this department from this day to this day. Now he's working in a new department. So your emp ID cannot be primary key. Emp ID cannot be primary key. So you have something else called as emp D key. Okay. So this will be your sequence from expression, or this will be your sequence 1, 2, 3. Okay, you might understand half of this right now, but this is the question which Turab had yesterday. Okay.
Abdul.
Yeah.
So that was the reason I was asking you about this truncate. That so in this case, if you see that like the Abdul is gone, right? So so let's say that instead of the Abdul, someone else came to the work. Let's say Yasir came to the work. Once you truncate the table, it will give you from the first 1 to 3.
Day 1. Yes. No. If okay. So your sequence will be mapped to this column, not this column.
Okay.
Okay. So the assignment I'm doing right now, we are going to assume that we are receiving emp ID from the source. The assignment which I did in the mapping, we are not receiving. Okay. This is If you are generating something on your side, that is called as surrogate key. Okay, so guys, let's not get into that. You will not, even if I explain for 1 hour, you will not understand this. We have to take it step by step. Just remember that at work, you will get data like this, and you will have to track changes on this department ID column. If person Kamran changes department ID, we'll have to edit Kamran's record, enter a brand new for the same emp ID, but this one will be brand new. You will never truncate the target table. If you truncate target table on day 2, so if you built history over like 10 years, on one day you decided to truncate target table, you only hired 1 employee. All of this history will be lost. Only this one will be inserted, right? So you will never truncate target table whenever you use an update strategy. I don't want to discuss more than this, but to answer your question, we will not be truncating target table. Okay.
Right.
Is this clear to everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me cover something new now.
Abdul, before we move forward, I'm executing that session and it's failing. It says
Which
source
one?
file has something wrong with it. The one with the same one which you are showing, which I have started before.
Okay.
Like,
what is the error message in your session log?
The error message is it's saying operating system error message. The system cannot find the file specified.
You
Okay.
didn't add the folder name to the.
Very good.
Yeah.
I did the folder name. It's server info shared source file emp no id.txt.
Where is expr underscore 2 underscore 11?
Yes, that's not. But in the target table, I put that.
What target table? We are talking
Sorry,
about
not
source
sorry.
file.
No. Not the in the mapping in the targets. I've already specified the file.
The
PM
target is a table. Why are you talking about files in target?
Yeah, in the file directory. It's
target is a table. First, understand the difference between a file and a table. Source is a file. Target is a table. Table means nothing to do with paths. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
You went to target. Yeah, I know what you did. You went to target, and do you see this? You put the file name over here, reject file directory.
Right. Yeah.
No. Guys, read the session log. Yesterday night also, you just keep putting the session logs without even reading it. Read, fix it, put some effort in it. Okay, Google it. Session log, everything will be there. I take care of 20 students. If 20 students keep messaging me, okay, where is this? Why am I not able to find this? I'll go crazy, right? So put in some effort, guys. Put in some effort. So that is the first error message we covered, remember?
Yes.
I wantedly failed the files by putting 1, 2, 3 in the source file name, and the workflow failed with the message cannot open the file, right? I even showed these error messages. I know, because in future you will face. Anyways, so where was I? So let's move on. Okay, so there was another thing which Turab was doing, incremental load, right? Turab was doing something called as an incremental load. Do you guys remember?
Yes, it is
okay.
like 1 by 1.
Yeah, so let me show that right now, because I said I'll show that later. Okay, so what is incremental load? This is a short interview question. Okay, what is incremental load? I have my source. I started a company on 7/11. I started a company. Emp ID, name, dept ID. This is important, slightly complicated and important. And hired it. Here, 1, Abdul, 10. I hired. Okay, I hired 2 employees on 7/11. 2 Ramil 20. I hired 2 employees. Okay, so this is my source. My source is a table. Target is a table. We never did this. We never extracted data from a table and loaded to another table. We either did it from flat file to table or table to flat file. Now I'm going to show you table to table. It's the same thing, no difference. So on day one, I hired these people. Okay. On day two, I hired one more person here. 3 Kamran 30 7 12 2020. Okay. On day two, when I run my workflow, what will happen? I will pick up all of these and load it here, right? Right? I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to do that. Why? Because there are no changes for one Abdul and Ramil on day two. Why should I even read those? I should only pick up this and load it here. On day three, I hired one more employee. Okay. When I run my workflow, I do not want to pick up these 3 employees from hired on 2 different dates. I only want to pick up 4 SAM. So this is called as incremental load. What does incremental load means? You only pick up the latest records or the change records. Is that clear? We'll only pick up change records or the new records which are coming in. We will not worry about what we already loaded because there is no changes. So on day 3, this is what I should load. Day 4, Abdul changed his department ID from 10 to 20. So you will also change the department ID, the hire date from 7 to 14. So on day 4, you will only pick up this one because this is the changed record. So usually at work, you will not use hire date to pick up or something. You will have hire date and then you will have something called as action date. Usually hire date and action date will be the same, except when a person changes department ID, you will do incremental load based on action date. But to keep things simple right now, I'm going to use hire date. Is this clear? On day 5, we will pick up Abdul and load it here. Is that clear?
One person can have many hire dates, right? That's why they like.
One person can have many hire dates? No, action date.
If he switches the departments.
No, you will have action date. Hire date means person when the person was originally hired. This person was originally hired on this date. So usually we do incremental load based on action date. Okay, so usually our action date and hire date will be the same. But if this person, okay, let's do this example. Okay, let's not do on hire date. Okay, it doesn't make sense when you do it on hire date. Okay, so
no, I want to know, for example, if he changes the departments, is the hire date going to stay the same?
No, hire date is going to remain the same. You're not going to rehire this person. If person's hire date, department ID changes, your action date will change.
Okay.
Something like this. Okay. So let's do incremental load on action date. Is that clear to everyone? Okay.
Yes.
Let me create 2 tables. So let me create table emp underscore HP underscore source.
The action date is like is the create date. Let's say that source data inserted date.
Yeah.
That's just the explanation.
Let's just keep it simple for now. Let's just call it action date. So emp ID name varchar 2 15. Emp ID name depth ID, and this one will be date and hire date and action date.
Hey,
Okay.
Abdul,
Yeah.
I don't want to make it sound complicated, but let's say this person is promoted to a new position, and then after 6 months they got promotion again. So in the action date, are you gonna overwrite the most recent one?
Yeah.
Or you gonna
action date means what is the action happening on this person? There are some changes. So either this changes or if you have another column called bonus or salary, any changes to this column, this one will change.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep it simple for now. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's create these two tables.
Is department ID date too?
Oh, sorry. Okay, I will drop and create table, but you will not drop and create table. Okay. Let me insert some data into this. And then hire date and action date will be the same on day 1. So what's the date today? 7/11. So 11. That's the syntax in my database. That's how my database was set up, with this syntax. In my source, I have this person. Okay. So let me go to my Powercenter. Not going to use shortcuts and all that. You guys will use it. And remind me to put all the topics which we covered today. This is my source.
Abdul, if it says not enough values, that means my date is not set up the same way as yours.
Not enough values means if you have 5 columns, you're entering date only in 4 columns.
Okay.
Okay, this is my source, this is my target. So let me create a mapping. Create m underscore ff underscore aura underscore inc underscore load. Okay, so what is my source is a table. Target is a table. Okay. Is this clear to everyone here? Now, I'm going to create a variable, parameters and variables. So for the first time, I'm going to create a variable. I will call this as incremental date. And this is going to be variable, and this is going to be date. Okay, say okay, Control S. Okay. Then I'm going to use an expression, pass everything. This is complicated, guys. Okay, select all, map everything to the target. Okay. So what did I do? I created a variable. Why do I create a variable? Because every day when I pick up the records, I should only pick up. So, okay. So on day 2, what will happen? I will have 2 Ramil, department ID 10, 7, 2020, and action date will be. So on day 2, I should only pick up this one, right? Right? On day 3, I have 3, Sam, 30, 7, 13, 2020. On day 3, I have this. So on day 3, when I run my workflow, I should only pick up the change records. So how will I do it? On day 2, why am I picking up this? On day 3, why am I picking up this? Because I'm saying select star from.
On action date.
Yeah. So I'm picking up records based on this. So on day 2, why am I picking up this? On day 3, why am I picking up this? Because so I'm actually filtering out records, right? So when you're not picking up everything, that means you're using a filter, right? So on day 2, so on day 1, what will I do? I will calculate this is the data I have on day 1. On day 1, I will calculate the maximum of action date and say select star from this where action date greater than. So I will calculate the maximum value of this column. What is the maximum value of this column? It's 711, right? And I will store this temporary into $inc date. In $inc date, I will store this value. And I will say select star from this table where action date greater than $inc date. I will calculate the maximum of this value, store it temporarily into this variable, right? So on day 1, what will happen? Sorry, on day 1, the value for this one will be 0. The value for this one will be 0. Okay. The value for this one will be 0. So I will say select star from this table where action date greater than $inc date. So I will pick up all the records which is greater than this. So it will pick up everything. On day 1, you will pick up everything. If you have 100 records, it will pick up all 100 records. On day 2, this is the same example what we did in expression previously. It will store the value and in the next one, it will add something. On day 2, I will calculate the maximum of this column. What is the maximum of this column? Before I run the work, sorry guys. So on day 1, I will load data from my source to target. Before I load data into the target, I will calculate the maximum of this value and store it in an expression. Okay. So on day 1, the value of this one will be 0, right? I will run the workflow. At the end of day 1, the value I will store in this one is the maximum value of this one. So when the day starts, when workflow starts, the value of incremental date will be 0. When workflow ends, the value of incremental date will be this one. When the workflow starts, the value will be 0. When the workflow ends, the value will be this one. On day 2, the value of increment on day 2, when the workflow starts on day 2, the value will be this one. Okay. So I will have this here and this here. So on day 2, I will say pick up all the records from this table, select star from table where action date greater than $inc date. So on day 2, before the workflow starts, this is the value, right? So it will pick up only this record. Okay. So on this is on day 1. Day 1, before workflow starts, after workflow ends. Okay. This is on day 1. Is that clear?
Yes.
It's slightly tricky. Okay. On day 2, before the workflow starts, you will have this value. Okay. So I'm saying over here I'm saying select star from table where action date greater than $inc date. So I will pick up all the records which are greater than 711. So only this one. And after the workflow ends, I will calculate the maximum of this. So it will be this, and I will store it here on 711. Oh, sorry, inc date. I will calculate the maximum of this and store it here. Day 3, before the workflow starts. Before the workflow starts, this is the value which I had stored from the day before, right? So on day 3, I do not hire any employees. So I will say select star from table where action date greater than $inc date. So on day 3, I will pick up 0 records and load 0 records. Right? Is that clear?
Yes.
So after the workflow ends, the value will before and after will be the same. On day 4, okay, before the workflow starts, what will be from the day before? I have this one, right? So I will store this. So on day 4, I hired one person. I hired Sam. and 10, and I put this person's date as 7/11/2020 and action date as 7/11/2020, what will happen? On day 4, I will not pick up anything because I'm saying select star from table where action date greater than $ink date. $ink date is 7/12, but I hired somebody for 7/11. So again, it will not pick up anything and not load anything. Okay, so after the workflow ends, again, it will calculate the maximum, and again, the values will be this. On day 5, on day 5, this person's department ID changed from 10 to 20. So this action date, I will say 7/15 now, day 5. So when I run the workflow on day 5, before the workflow starts, the incremental date will be whatever it ended with, right? So I will just select star from table where action date greater than $ink date. So I will pick up only this record and load it into the table. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
So is this $ink date consistent? Like $gender equals to M. Even if I run the workflow 5 times, this one is not consistent, right? Every run, it will keep changing like sysdate, right? So this is a variable. Is this concept clear to everyone?
Yeah, the concept is clear, Abdul.
Okay, so let me go to the mapping. So I created, this is my source, this is my target. Oh wait, why do I? I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Why did I create salary? Oh, no, this is the wrong table. I dragged and dropped the wrong table. This is my source. Okay. Expression. Okay, this is my source. So this is my mapping. So I went and created a variable called $ink date. Okay, over here, I will go here. And in the source filter, I will say action date greater than.
Abdul, can you say greater than and equal? Is it
No,
gonna?
do not use equal. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It will take the same day's record every time you run
Yes,
it.
exactly. So you cannot take. You want something which is not from that day, which is brand new. So first thing you'll do is go to parameters and variables, clear $ink date variable date time. Okay. In my source, I'm saying pick up all the records where action date is greater than $ink date. And where are we calculating this $ink date? You will go here. You will create a brand new port, and we call this as v_ink date. This is going to be a date variable, and you will use something called as set max variable. Okay, so you will use the variable which you created, and on which column? On action date. Okay, so on day one, this value will be 0, right? This value will be 0. So it will pick up everything on day 1 and load it into the table. Before loading the data into the table, you're quickly going to calculate the incoming rows, what is the maximum date in this action date, and store it into v_ink date. So it will store 7/11 in this $ink date. On day 2, this will not be 0, and this on day 2 this will be 7/11. So you will pick up all the records which have value greater than 7/11. Okay, if you have 2 records, you will load those 2 records. But before you do that, you will quickly calculate what is the maximum date of action date. It is 7/12 now, right, on day 2. So you will store it in this $ink date. On day 3, this will become $ink date from the day before will be 7/12. So you will pick up all the records greater than 7/12. Is this clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Let's try it out. So the question was, okay, so Is this the one? Yeah. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is the one. My source is a table, target is a table. Guys, you will not use truncate table option for the first time in your life. Okay? You will not use truncate table option for the first time in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, exactly.
If you
Because
use
every
truncate,
time it runs, it will erase all the records.
it will erase all the records, and from the source,
And
you're not picking up everything. You're only picking up
yeah,
incremental, right? So only this
right,
one will be loaded. So for the
exactly.
first time, you will not use truncate table option. Is that clear to everyone?
Yeah, because we
Yes.
want to keep the historical data.
Yeah. So I will run my workflow. So I picked up one record and loaded one record. So let me make sure the data in my target is good. Okay, I loaded this one person. Very good. Now on day 2, I hire. On day 2, I will hire Sam. 20 is I hired this person like this.
Yes.
When I run my workflow right now, how many records in my source? I have 2 records. Will I pick up 2 records? So in my source, right? How many
Only
records?
one.
In my source, I have 2 records. In my source, I have 2 records, but when I run my workflow, it will only pick up 1 record. Why? Because I calculated this $$ ink date. I calculated the value of this $$ ink date, and it is, what is the value of $$ ink date? It is maximum value of this column. So on day 1, the maximum value was 711. So I want to know what is the current value of this $$ ink date. Where can you find out? Turab, do you know how to find out the?
Yeah, in the section, persistent
So over
value.
here, you will go here. You will say view persistent values. See, $$ ink date is 711. So in other words, I am substituting. In other words, I am substituting 711. So I'm saying pick up all the values which are greater than 711. Do you see? $$ ink date is 711. So in other words, I'm saying pick up all the values because I calculated here. So in other words, I'm saying from the source, pick up all the values which are greater than 711. So it will only pick up this one.
So that was my question. In this case, we're never going to have duplicates because the records are always going to be different because of that variable. That left column will always be changing.
The left column?
I mean the oh my gosh, the variable is always going to be changing.
Yes,
Yeah,
the variables will keep changing. Yeah, you're right. Even if I enter 1 Abdul, 11 July, 10 times also here, it will not pick up those. Okay, so I ran this workflow. See, I picked up only 1 record, even though I have 2 records in my source, right? So now if I check my values here, it got changed to 712. Okay, so let me check my target data now. Okay, let me check my target data now. So if I take my target data, I will have 2 records. Okay, now in my source, I'm going to hire one more employee. Okay, let's make it complicated. Let me hire. Ramil is quiet. He's making a list of all the questions to ask. So I'm going to insert 1 record here. Okay. So I inserted 1 more record for Ramil, but I inserted the hire data and action data. Let's ignore hire date. I inserted action data as July 12th. How many records will be picked up when I run my workflow?
0.
None, because it has to
be 0.
4.
0. Why? Because I'm saying pick up all the values greater than 712.
Greater than.
Yeah, so remember over here, I said pick up all the values greater than $ink date. $ink date is 712. So in my source, I don't have any values greater than 712 on action date, right? So it will not pick up anything. It will pick up 0 records and load 0 records. See, picked up 0 and loaded 0. Junia, is that clear?
Yeah, I actually said none.
Oh, you said no. I heard it as 1. Sorry. Okay. Is that clear to everyone? So this is called as an incremental load. Now, why do we use incremental load? Suppose you are working in a company, okay? You're not using incremental load. Okay, you're not using incremental load. All the records which are coming in, you're dumping it into the target. Every day you're truncating. You have 1 million records. You're loading 1 million records here. But out of those 1 million records, probably, so for example, not 1 million. Suppose you have 100 records in a month. At the end of the month, you're loading 100 records from the source and loading 100 records into the target when 99 or 97 records did not even change from the day before, right? So why do you want to spend extra processing? So your workflow will run longer, right? Because you're processing more records, even though you shouldn't be, because there are no changes, right? This is part of this is part of performance tuning, how you can make your workflow run faster. Is that clear? So instead of loading all 100 records, you will only load. So right now, instead of loading all the 3 records, I'm only loading the record which changed, right? Is that clear to everyone? This is part of performance tuning when you use incremental load. You shouldn't load all the records which are coming in. You should only load incremental records. Now, in this table, I am loading 4 and I'll say, so I hired this person today, 15th July. But unfortunately, accidentally, I put this person, action date as 10th July. What will happen? Will I load this person into the table?
No.
No.
Because I said action date is greater than $, action date. And what is my $, action date?
12th.
It is 12. So, but
so it
my
means
action date is 10.
this guy is gone for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason, no fault of that person will not get inserted into the table. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, Abdul, but in this case, Ramil will not load to the target table too, right?
Ramil will also not load. Because
so, what's the reason we use then the target table? When this guy is gonna be loaded to the target table?
When this action, then you will have to, then somebody will send an email saying that I do not see this person in the target table to the HR team. They will say, oh, accidentally I entered the action date incorrect here. So they will go and from the front end system, they will change this action date from 12 to 15. Okay, 12 to 16 or something. Okay.
So it's not going to be our mistake. They will have to fix it.
No, guys.
So as I see that action date has to be more and more all the time, right?
Yes, that is why it's called incremental. Incremental means keep changing every day, right?
But Abdul, what about in the same day 5 guys? All of them is gonna be 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Oh, it means that it's gonna be more than 11, then it's gonna take all of them. I see now. Okay.
Yeah. See, on the same day, let's look at this one also. So what is, let me show you this one as well. Okay. So what is, so for example, so let me enter 5. Okay. Yasser, I'll enter 15th July here. I will enter 15th July here. Then I will insert one more. 6. Yasin. Okay, let me put action date as 16. Let me insert one more. So I'm going to say 7. So maybe I hired people in the future. Like these people will start 2 weeks from now. Okay. Sorry, 2 days from now. And this person okay, so he will start 3 days from now, in 16, 17. Okay, this person is I hired today. These two people, this person I hired for tomorrow. This person I hired for day after tomorrow. So when I hire, if I do this, so now I have 15, 16, 17. When I run my workflow, I will pick up all the records greater than
12.
All the records greater than 12. So I will pick up this one, this one, this one. I will pick up all of these from the source. In the expression, I will quickly replace 12 with what? I will replace 12 with what? I will replace
17.
Will replace with 17. Is that clear? I will replace.
Can you please tell me why did you replace? I missed it all. This
Automatically, Ramil, it will happen automatically.
Oh yeah, automatically, yes, of course. It's gonna go to the.
Yeah. So
this shows us the date which is on the properties that when we go to the set properties, right?
So there are two things happening here. First, picking up the records, and then before loading the data into the table, you will quickly calculate the maximum of that date and load it into this. On next day, you will whatever you loaded into that, whatever you passed into that ink $$ date, you will again use it here. Is that clear? So I will pick up these 3 records and load these 3 records into the target table. So this is incremental load.
Abdul, that looks good. So let's say that in the last scenario, you remember that Tonya actually added to the as an employee. I mean, has been added to the source, but because of the wrong date, she couldn't be added to the target table.
Correct.
Let's say that the HR team realized after 2 days that we did a mistake 2 days ago. So are we gonna take the Tonya and all information and insert by manual?
No.
We have to do it by manual, right?
No. So somebody from the source team, from the front end, they won't have update statements on anything. They'll say change this person's action date to 7/18. So you will say update. So on the front end, they will go and manually change the date. Update. You will set action underscore date equals.
But it will not be proper information.
Set action date equals to this, where MPID, hold on 1 second, MPID equals 4. When I run this workflow, I will only pick up 1 record and load 1 record. Okay, so I will pick up 1 record and load 1 record. See.
I see. I logically understand, but this will not be the proper information because Tonya's action was actually on the let's say 14.
Yeah.
She has been promoted on, let's say, a month ago or 20 days ago. Why on the target table I have to show wrong information to just for adding her to the target table?
So this is action date. Okay, whatever her promotion, her salary, they might write a separate check or do whatever they have to do manually. But in the database, she is finally entered as an employee here.
Oh, so it means that, as I understand, action date is, let's say, is only work with us. That as a developer, whatever we work today, this is our action day. So whatever the people come to the target table or source table, we let's say manage the action days.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
So that's where you pick up records.
Okay, that makes sense now.
So in this case, we would have a separate promotion date, just not to get confused, right?
So those are other columns. Just for example, just assume that you change your department ID from 40 to 50 on 19 July. Okay. So right now, action date is based on this thing. Okay, on day one, when a person is hired for the first time, hire date and action date is the same. After that, action date will only change on when this person's department ID changes. So there could be other columns like bonus, salary, or this person changed their address, this person changed their zip code, this person changed their health insurance, this person changed their anything. So right now I'm going to keep it simple. First time, hire date and action date will be the same. After that, action date will only change when this person's department ID change, because we are only looking at department ID here. And this is part of incremental, so this is part of performance tuning, okay? If you were not using incremental load, you will pick up all of these records and load all of those records into the target, right? Right? So that is not performance tuning, because why would I load 1 to 7 when there is no changes on this? So your workflow will run 7 times faster because you're loading 6 records. If it takes 6 minutes to load 6 records, so your workflow will end up running only 1 minute, because somebody is using incremental load and somebody is not using incremental load. In this case, their workflow will run 6 times faster, right? I'm just giving an example.
Sorry, Abdul, is this mapping level performance tuning?
This is mapping level performance tuning, correct? Because you're using an incremental load at the mapping level, right?
So, Abdul, is there a way, let's say, just to figure out the difference between yesterday's version or copy of the table and today's copy, and just take the difference or delta? And
so you will know based on this, right? So yesterday I had these many records. Today I have this record. Okay, so this is called as full load. This is called as full load because every day you will get full data, right? So there are two kinds of source. One is full load or one is called delta. Full means they will send you records which changed and records which did not change. In this one, you will have to do incremental load. And this is target. Okay. Then your source could be delta or change. That means you will not get all the records. You will only get one record every day. In that case, you don't do incremental load. Okay. In that case, you will not do incremental load.
okay.
Is that clear?
Right. And okay.
You will just take the data and load it to target.
Right. Which one is more reliable and faster?
It's not up to you. It depends on what kind of data you get. If you get full data, you have to do incremental load. If you're getting changed data as your source itself, then you will simply have source definition, source qualifier, and target.
Abdul, can we do both? For the first time, do the incremental load full and then keep it as it is and then apply the delta change?
Yeah, that's what I am doing right now, right?
Okay.
On day one, I have 10,000 records. On day one, everything will be inserted. From day 2 onwards, you will do incremental load. I'm doing it through one mapping only. On day 1, if I have 10,000 records, all of them will get loaded. I will calculate the maximum of action date and store it into this $$ ring date. From day 2 onwards, I will only pick up the values which are coming from the second day only. I think you asked me this question before also. Same mapping should take care of historical load and incremental load. So what is the difference between historical load and incremental load? Historical load means on day 1, whatever you're loading data. So on day 1, you have 10 records. Okay. So on day 1, whatever data you're getting, that is called as historical data. Is that clear to everyone? On day 2, whatever records you get, those are called change records or delta records. Clear?
The only thing that I'm thinking, Abdul, as I understand that the action date should be related with us, not the HR department. They can just send us the information and we can just arrange all the action date and not make a mistake. It's going to be automatically in our system.
Yeah. So, okay. So they do not create action date in the source system. Okay. So okay. So they have a front end system. They have a screen. They have a screen on there. They open a software on their screen. They will enter person's employee ID, name, department ID, and the hire date. This will automatically get generated on their screen. So they will not enter this manually. To avoid these mistakes, this will enter. So that day's date will be entered. So at the end of the day, when they click submit on their screen, you will get a file with the action date, or it will get loaded into this table with the action date automatically. See, they entered these values. This will be just to avoid this mistake that they mess up with that. They will not make this button, this screen as manual. This will come automatically.
So it means that as we saw that the Tonya scenery, so
that will not happen.
That will never happen then.
That will never happen.
Oh, I see.
Okay. But in some softwares, if they keep this as manual, like you actually have to go and enter this manual, that's where the problems will happen.
Yes, that will happen.
Okay. In that case, you have to tell them, okay, go to your screen and change the action date to greater than today's date, because today's date I already loaded. It has to be tomorrow's date. They'll understand.
I see. I see.
Will understand. You have to tell them, go to your screen and fix this by entering the action date, because if you keep this one, I cannot load any records which is less than 7/17. It has to be, the hire date could be the same, whatever her hire date could be the same, but you have to make sure that it is greater than 7/17. Only then I can pick up. Here, this is slightly complicated. If you look at the mapping, it looks very easy. Mapping looks very easy. Okay, so first thing you need to do is create this. Okay, and in the source qualifier, you have to use this. And in the expression, you will have to calculate the maximum of that. So you're using mapping, you're using expression variable and mapping variable. You're using expression variable and mapping variable. Remember, I told you there is a difference between expression variable and mapping variable.
Yes.
And also another thing, new thing you guys learned today, if your source is a table, you can filter out data here itself. You don't have to use a filter transformation. Once again, if your source is a table, only then you can use filter here. When your source is a flat file, this screen is disabled. You cannot do anything here. This is all disabled.
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is all grayed out. Only, I know somebody will immediately contact me and say I'm having problems in our filter. No, only when your source is a table. Okay, this is an entire transformation. Okay, we will do this entire transformation one day. You can sort, when your source is a table, you can sort data, you can join tables, you can delete duplicates, you can do filter, you can do 4 different things here. Okay, do you see select distinct here?
Yes.
You can remove duplicates by selecting distinct here. Only, once again, only when your source is a table. When your, only when your source is a table. When your source is a flat file, see that select distinct is disabled. Okay, I need to know what we did here.
If it's a flat file, you need to bring the filter transformation there, right?
Yeah, if it's a flat file, you will have to bring a filter transformation. If your source is a table, you don't have to deal with filter, one less transformation. So 7172
sorter also has the select distinct, no?
Yeah, sorter. Why do you want to bring extra transformations when you can get rid of the duplicates in the source qualifier itself, right?
Right.
The less transformations you have, the faster your workflow will run.
Well, like if you have the flat file, then is better to bring the sorter or the filter?
Probably all of them.
These are 2 different things, right? What does sorter have to do with filter? Sorter is used to sort data. Filter is used to filter out data.
No, to do select distinct.
There is no select distinct in filter. There is no select distinct in filter.
No, Ali, don't mix it up. I'm talking about the filter that we can put the greater than variable. That's why I'm bringing the filter.
See, there is no select distinct here.
Yeah, that's why I was working on it yesterday, and I was doing it with the sorter. That's why I got confused. Like I heard filter for select listing. That's why.
Select distinct is present in sorter, and it's also present in source qualifier only when your source is a table. When
No,
your source is
Abdul, I know what Ali means. When you were talking right now, I think instead of the sorter, you were telling filter.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, no, I didn't realize that. But yeah.
So
Okay.
usually at the job, you will get everything in tables, or it's mixed up.
It can be an CSV, it can be an XML, it can be a table, it can be a flat file, it can be web services transformation. Sometimes they'll give you this. You will have to extract data from this.
And sometimes it can be a paper. Just take and write down.
Breakfast menu. Yeah. Sometimes they'll give you data like this also. They'll give you data like this. They'll give you this link. They'll say, can you extract data from this link and store it into the database? So that's why Powercenter is so powerful. It can extract data from all these different sources. So do you see? You have 3 columns here: name, price, description. Name, price, description. Name, price, description. So Powercenter can extract data from anywhere. So Powercenter can extract data from anywhere and load it to any table or a flat file. You can extract data from this. This is called as a web service. Okay. They'll give you this link, web service link, and they'll say extract data from this web service link, or they will give you an XML.
So sort qualifier will not work with this. It will not, like, you won't be able to filter stuff.
Can you say that again?
If, for example, we get the HTML, right? We load it into the power, and we want to filter it out. So sort qualifier will accept it as a flat file, right? Like it's not gonna have.
Yeah, no, you cannot use select distinct there. See, select distinct will only work in the source qualifier. I'm going to take one entire 2 hours class on this source qualifier. Okay, there's like hundreds of things you can do here, but for now, just think that you can only use the select distinct in source qualifier if your source is a table. This table imp underscore hr underscore src. This is the table name. This is the okay, and this is called as a web service. Sometimes they'll ask you to extract data from a web service. Okay, so you'll have 3 columns: name, price, and description in the table. Here.
Yes.
Okay, I need some help on this one. This keeps getting outdated. Actually, wait, no. This is not the latest. Let me go directly into my. Let me go directly into my. Let me change it direct. Yeah, see, this one is the latest one. Okay, what did we do today? Assignment 6.
6.
Yes.
And then we did, what did we do today? We did before incremental load. Oh, sequence generator from expression. Then we also did incremental load. Oh, wait, I don't have all of, so, okay, I think I should maintain one.
Record place.
Yeah, I did not Okay. Either maintain it out online or I'll try to maintain it one place. One last thing. So you don't need to use expression to generate a new value. You can simply use this sequence generator. Okay. Sequence generator, you can just say next val and then map it to MPID. You don't need don't need to do all of this. Okay, but I'll tell you why we are using expression. This will simply assign values one after the other. The expression which we did was simply assigning values one after the other. But sometimes you don't have to assign values one after the other right away. Okay, sometimes you need something better than that. For example, if you have MPID name, just need 5 minutes, I'll end the class. Suppose you have something like this, step ID and then salary. You have 1 up to 10,000. Sorry, let's see, 100, and then 2 Ranu 20, and then 100, 3 Yasser, and then 30, and then 50. For example, if I want to assign rank and dense rank, I cannot use sequence generator because this will just keep assigning values like this. 1, 2, 3, right? This is what sequence generator will do. Right? It will simply assign values in sequential order. But when I'm doing rank, I want to see data. What will be if I want to use, if I'm using rank and dense rank, what will be the values I'll see here? What should I see here?
1, 2. 1, 1, 2.
2.
No, 3. 1, 1, 3, and this one is gonna be 1, 1, 2.
If you simply want to assign values, you can use sequence generator or the expression the way I used it. But if you want to assign values like this, then you can only use expression only. You cannot use sequence generator because sequence generator will just assign values like this. We will cover that. Okay. Is that clear? Why I'm using expression? Why I prefer expression? Because in expression I can say if current salary is equals to previous salary, then don't increase the rank. Don't increase the rank. If current salary is, if the incoming salary is greater less than the salary, then say a rank +1. So I can do all those if statements in my expression. Whereas in sequence generator, it's like a dumb transformation. Everything is grayed out here. Okay, everything is grayed out. You cannot even work. It will simply assign values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I want to do rank and dense rank, then I will have to use expression, and from there, we'll cover that tomorrow. Okay. So work on the next assignment, the 7th assignment. Clear? Anybody have any questions?
Yes, on that incremental load, right? If you are loading the data 2 times a day, how will you do that?
If you're loading data 2 times
a day, because like at my last project, they were loading the data every 10-15 minutes. So in that scenario, do I have to change the $$ variable to time? Like how can I achieve that?
Yeah, so in that case, you cannot use this one because if you see, it doesn't have the timestamp here. Okay, you should be able to. You should have actual timestamp here. Okay, you should have the hours, minutes, and seconds. So the next time it will run, if it already loaded in the 1 p.m. run, it should pick up everything greater than that 1 p.m. right now. So you have to ensure that you have these you have this value set up here as timestamp, not just date.
Yes, you have to create in the expression v as a sysdate with a timestamp, then you can assign that.
Yeah, so where is that one? Not this. So in this one, so you will have to first create, sorry, you have to create
one more port variable.
Yeah,
variable. Yeah.
You'll have to create one more variable port, and you'll have to convert this. You'll have to convert this one to another variable port, and you'll have to convert this to hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, you can time stamp, make this as date time, and you can say 2_date, and you can take that variable port, and you can say 2_date.
Greater than.
So you can say dd -mon -yy, then hh mi ss, something like this.
Why you have to do it 2 times? We can apply the sysdate and then with that format, and then we can put variable in that column.
Yeah, you don't have to do all this. You can just say like this.
No. Can you remove?
Something like that you have to do.
You have to do sysdate.
Okay, try it out. So convert this to hours, minutes, and seconds, because right now I'm just assuming that my workflow will run once a day. Every day I get data, it would have not changed from the day before. The other thing I want to tell you guys, if I reset this value, it will become 0. So if I run my workflow, everything will get picked up. So if I reset my values, everything will get picked up. Is that clear? Yes. So if I delete,
it will do full load.
Yeah, you'll end up doing a full load again. So if
Abdul, if you have a constraint in the target, then it's gonna fail, right?
Yes, if you have a constraint in the target, then it will fail. So see, I picked up all 7 records and loaded all 7 records. Now I will have duplicates here because I did a full load. So I loaded this entire thing. So never ever delete that persistent values. Okay. Now what will happen if I say view persistent values? Now it will load 718 because that is the maximum value in my source, right? That was the maximum value of action date in my source. Now it will do incremental load from that. This was the maximum value. Now it will do incremental load from that day. Is that clear? So work on the 7th assignment. We were supposed to discuss that today, but just do that and go over this expression, and no assignment. Do the 7th one. Go over the expression, what we did today, and go over the incremental load. We will work on expression again tomorrow, and that would be the final class for expression. Clear?
All right.
Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And please end the class.
Thank you.